I'm all about getting to the point.
Follow, like, subscribe. It's Cowboys Weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Yeah, smooth intelligence, lyrical rhyme element. MIC, yo, everything is straight pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here. Pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another shitty-ass episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AAT Sports Network. We are your hosts, Eagle Jeff Warner, alongside Peenut. And you, if you want to get involved, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, leave your comments below. It's Dallas Week, ladies and gentlemen, which means my household is going to be a hostile environment between me and my Cowboys fan wife, Jenna. So it should be an interesting Sunday for me. But look, let's hear from you. Your favorite Cowboys moments. What do you think of Sunday's game? Your thoughts, predictions. Eagles are now 7-1 to start the season, Peenut. Yeah. We'll dive into it a little bit and recapping a little bit of Sunday's game over the Washington Commanders. Also diving into Sunday's game and a big NFC East pivotal matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. But first, let's pay some bills here on the network. I'd like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. They are located off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. Their order takeout or delivery at 610-395-2300 or vinnyspizzapa.com. You also check out tonight's Thursday night. So if you're in the Lehigh Valley in the area, need some food, need some grub for tonight's Thursday night football game, make sure to check out their specials. 2 large pizzas, 20 wings special, that and more. Check them out. vinnyspizzapa.com or 610-395-2300 to get all your game day needs.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank our friends at Stuff to the Grills. They are also located off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. Order by calling 484-274-6760 or visit stufftothegrills.com for their full menu and specials from their weekly and monthly specials, sandwiches, wraps, desserts, whatever it is. Again, they do catering. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry you said do.
They, if you have holidays are right around the corner. Say you need to fill some grub for your employees or for your office. Say our company, Hanson Technologies, they do it quite often. At least once a month, typically, they order from Stuff to the Grills. Tremendous wraps, tremendous salads, tremendous desserts. Check them out, stufftothegrills.com, or visit their or give them a call at 484-274-6760.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to also thank AllState Insurance Agency. Deborah Sigler, get a quote today by calling 610-395-6100. I'll say her crew will do the best they can to make sure that you're saving money on your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your renter's insurance, your flood insurance, your biker's insurance, whatever it may be.
Yes.
Whatever insurance you may need for you and your family, Deborah Sigler and her crew and her team will do what they can to make sure that you save, which most importantly, money, those dollar bills. Look, it adds up.
Yeah, it does.
I'll say if she could save you so much a month, it adds up. It's a tight situation for a lot of people out there. Yeah. The holidays around the corner. Every penny counts. Hit her up today. She'll get you a quote. Again, 610-395-6100, or go visit her off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center as well. Yeah. Tell them that the AT Birds and the Birds, Beers, and BS crew sent you on over.
Or the big bird.
But look, say Peenut, let's get into it. So did you even watch Sunday's game?
I did watch Sunday's game.
I heard a little birdie told me that, you didn't even watch the game live, son.
I couldn't. I had stuff going. Look, it was my wife's birthday weekend, man. So I recorded the game. And mind you guys kept texting, or not just you, but other people. But I did watch the game.
Which is why you can never.
Watching the game recorded, honestly, is the dopest thing in the world.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Fast forward through every commercial.
You already know the outcome.
No, I didn't
know
the outcome.
You knew the
outcome. No, I did
There's
not.
no way in hell you did not know the outcome. I fast-forwarded
through the whole game, and then I got to the fourth quarter. So I didn't get to see all that, the 14-3 I was watching, and then I just fast-forwarded during. Whatever, man. I got a life.
Eagles did come out on top, however, beating the Washington Commanders 38-31 on Sunday. Jalen Hurts looking tremendous, 29-38, 319 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
To beat the Washington Commanders. And look, I'll say it didn't even look like he had a knee injury. I know going into last week's game, all the talk is how productive would Jalen Hurts be? And he came out on top looking brighter and better than ever.
You know what's weird? This knee injury that he supposedly has, I'm sure he does have it too, by the way. But it's almost forcing him to become that pocket passer. And what I realized in the game is he's moving around differently in that pocket the way he did last year. He's not just going to take off. He's looking for receivers down the field, and he's buying himself some time. I'm starting to see a different aspect of what Jalen brings to the game. And I got to be honest with you, man, I'm pretty happy with what I saw last week when it comes to the quarterbacking of this team. Which brings us to the Hurts alerts, everyone. Jeffrey, where do you think we should be? We're in the blue section.
Still on blue.
You don't think we should just smidge it over here? Like right there?
You can.
All right, we just smidged it, y'all. You see that?
Look,
he's been smidged.
He looked great, but again, he still has to limit the mistakes. He still has to limit the turnovers. The turnovers.
That's the only difference.
Against quality football teams will come back to bite you.
True.
And look, Sunday's game wasn't perfect offensively or defensively, but look, they're still finding ways to win football games. And it helps Jalen Hurts to put up the numbers he did and be able to lead this offense the way he did when he has quite possibly the best wide receiver in the NFL. I said it. Unquestioned
Look, best wide. Literally, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
A.J. Brown.
That's right.
8 receptions, 130 yards, 2 TDs, and was a human highlight reel on Sunday. Without a playmaker like A.J. Brown, I don't know where this offense would be right now. Look, A.J. Brown's on a tear. He is quite possibly could have the best season for any Eagles wide receiver that we have ever seen. I know that's saying a lot. Look, T.O. right now still has the best, I think, the best season in Eagles wide receiver history. But he's going to destroy that.
Yeah, he's going to break that.
He already broke the NFL record to start the season. For 6 or 7?
6 straight games, 125 plus.
Yeah.
See, I'm not just a dumbass drunk next to you. I kind of know things somewhat. Shout out Adam, by the way. Shout out Laura. And shout out me for knowing that shit, right? Give me some props. Put some respect on my name, man.
What was I saying? He just did the one. What?
Oh, I did the one. Oh, that's an inside joke.
But look, Jalen, I would say A.J. Brown, it helps when you have a playmaker like him for Jalen Hurts. And look, Devontae Smith, he had a productive game. 7 receptions, 99 yards, and a TD. We can bring up the turnovers. Another cause for a little bit of concern was the defensive side of the football.
Oh yeah, the pass defense was atrocious.
Look,
or the game plan against our pass defense was miraculous because Hal plays wonderful versus us. I don't mean to cut you off. I know you were trying to make a point, but like that quick pass, like 3-step drop, get rid of the ball, that is killing us, man. But
it neutralizes the Eagles' strength, which is their pass rush.
Correct. The
Eagles' pass rush, I would say they still able to get to Hal, I think, a few times on Sunday. They got say 1 sack. Hassan Reg had a sack in the game.
It's the best sack in the game. The one that mattered.
And I saw an interesting stat this past week, which is kind of for a guy that has not had as productive season as he has had this year, or over the course of his Eagles career so far. He does come up clutch. I think he has like the most sacks amongst pass rushers in the NFL over the last 2 years in the final 5 minutes of a game or something like that.
He's a game changer. He's a game changer.
He's a closer. He knows how to get the job done when it matters most, especially with the Eagles. Look, one big play, 1 turnover, something big play by Washington, and we could be talking about an Eagles loss right now. But like you brought up, Sam Howell, an impressive game. Granted, he threw 52 times, but 39 of 52. 397 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, which ended up being a big difference in the game with a quarterback rating of 114. And like you said, it brings up a little bit of cause for concern on the defense 100%. Side. On the defense side of football, like I brought up, the Eagles' strength is their pass rush, and that's the way you neutralize the defense or the defense's weaknesses, which is obviously has been their pass defense.
Correct.
And opposing teams are realizing, like you said, the easiest way to expose the Eagles' strengths on the defense side of football is the quick play, or the quick plays, the draws, the outside runs. It's they're not attacking the middle of that defense because they know with guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox and these guys that they're stacked in the middle. The way to beat this Eagles defense and attack them is attacking that zone, attacking that man coverage with the speed that the opposing receivers had. And Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, look, the Nazareth native, the Nazareth high school graduate from the Lehigh Valley, tearing up his hometown team for 8 receptions, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. Jameson Crowder, 7 receptions, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. McLaurin, a TD and 63 yards.
Yeah. Look, man. Honestly, if you're a Commanders fan, you gotta feel like good about what you're gonna have. Like, look, man. I tip my hat to that team. That team, both games came to play, and they came to play for real. Like, they were not messing around. And you're right. The one thing I will say about the defense is as atrocious as it was, they adjusted well enough to win the game. Not great, but they adjusted, and that's one thing that us as a fan base haven't seen in a while was defensive adjustments and changing the game plan. But he's like the second coming of Joe Montana. Like, every time he plays this, even before that, what was it? In the fourth quarter when he goes down the field in like 30 seconds. So
the Commanders always find a way to play us tough.
100%.
It's something about the Commanders. Look, both games, even though the Eagles won both games sweeping the Commanders, they were both one-score games.
It wasn't an easy game, man.
And the Eagles offensively, early on, they couldn't get anything going. Granted, they were pinned deep. Turnovers. They couldn't get in any type of rhythm, so they were able to make in-game adjustments a little bit to find that rhythm and attack the Washington's defense to finally move the football down the field and get in for the end zone and end up putting up 38 points. That's one thing about this Eagles team. You can contain them for so long,
right?
But it's finding ways to stop them completely, which no team has been able to do all year.
That's why you have star players. When all else fails, you rely on your star players, and our star players, not always, but usually come in the clutch.
Adam, chime in. You guys like the brotherly shove sweep. Look,
I loved it.
That was a kick in the face to the NFL. That was a big middle finger, especially since the Commanders didn't really stop it. It was a missed snap between Kelsey.
It was a turnover.
Yeah, it was a turnover between Kelsey and Jalen to turn it over right on the goal line. So miscommunication there and their own mistakes. Really, the Commanders didn't stop it. But look, everyone wants to complain and try to get this move banned. We were watching old games on the bus, which again, shout out to Philly Sports Trips. Thank you again for having basically me. No one else fucking went from our group, but I'm sorry, having me down in Washington. It was a great atmosphere, great party, great tailgate. So again, if we don't have any more trips planned for this season, next season possibly if you're from the Lehigh Valley, we might have a couple more. And might be some things in the works depending on how the schedule. We might have Baltimore. Nice. Of course, we might have New York and Washington again. We'll see how the schedule plays out. But look, if they do have tailgates and away game packages for the rest of the season. So if you're looking to travel, go to one of their away games, one of their packages. They hook you up. Everything is tremendous and everything is worry-free. They handle everything. Yeah. They give you your tickets. They give you your badge. You just sit back, enjoy the time, let them do all the work. So again, thank you to Vince and his crew at Philly Sports Trips, phillysportstrips.com. So make sure to check them out.
Yeah, it's fun, man. We had a good time. I think too much sometimes.
But the one thing that not me, you.
Me. Okay. I was wondering at me.
Going into Dallas, we can sort of switching things up. Is this quite possibly? I don't want to say this, but being a 7-1 football team, looking at we talked a little bit last week. We overshadowed it a bit. Yeah. This is probably the toughest stretch, not just for the Eagles, but the toughest stretch of games for anyone in the NFL. And I don't want to say this, but this game quite possibly could be a must-win football game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Which, hear me out. It's just, I know you're sitting there.
I'm itching.
You're 7-1, and this is a must-win football game.
Okay.
Look, the Dallas Cowboys aren't too far behind, and they just had a dominating performance against the Los Angeles Rams.
That Dallas defense is no joke.
Dak Prescott has always had the Eagles number.
100% agree with
And if you win this football game, you already hold one game over the Dallas Cowboys going to that second game. So the best that can happen is that you split the series if you win this first game.
Right.
And it gives you a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
If you lose the Bills game, if you lose the Chiefs game,
Right.
it's not going to hurt as bad. If you win this game, you have the division win.
Right.
You have the conference win. It helps you in the head-to-head tiebreakers there. You need and look, the Cowboys have had our number for the most part. Granted, on the road, this game's in Philly, so I'm kind of happy that for some reason, for once, the schedule plays out that the first game is in Philly early enough in the season where it can make an impact and sort of give the Eagles a little bit more breathing room.
Right.
But we know how this game goes, and everyone has the right to have the jitters. I know it's the Cowboys, and they usually shit the bed down the stretch of the season, but we are now being once again considered, quite possibly, the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the way to prove that you're the best team in the NFL is by beating quality football teams.
Right.
And I hate to say it as an Eagles fan, the Cowboys are a quality football team and could not only be the biggest threat for the Philadelphia Eagles in the division, but the biggest threat in the conference right now.
You know what? I agree with you on that one. I don't agree with the whole this is a must-win thing, but we'll get into that. I remember the first show of the season. You said what is the game? Jen talking shit.
Talking that in our work fantasy league, it is Warner versus Warner this week. So,
oh shit!
So not only do we have that game, we're going to be fighting over. We're going to be fighting over our fantasy team, which Shannon needs it.
Yeah,
she's been tanking. She was second best team in the league behind me.
No,
she's been plumbing. She's lost like 3 of her last 4 games. Now she's middle of the pack. So
divorce.
This is a must. This might be a must-win football game for my wife to stay in the playoff race in our fantasy league.
When we first started the season, I said, you said what game matters the most to you, and I said it's got to be the Dallas game because that's the litmus test. That's the creme de creme to prove once and for all we can get over this hump with these Dallas Cowboys. And look, no disrespect to the Cowboys. I honestly respect them offensively, defensively, but I don't respect them coaching-wise. I don't respect them with their general manager movements, and I don't respect the owner. But I'm not going to lie to everyone. Look, they're a good team, and this is the game that I circled on my calendar before the season even started. This is the game to show me where the Eagles are. Are they the dominant team that's going to go into this game and play mistake-free football, not turn the ball over? And I don't want to just win this game. I want to win this game comfortably, and I want to do what the 49ers did to them. If that happens, I'm good. But if we lose the game and it's a close game or it comes down to 3 points, I don't think that's a say-all, end-all. I see your point. The gauntlet that lies before us makes us scared, and going into the bye week might be bad. But I think, honestly, this is the game that will either make or break us depending on how we play. I think if we don't turn the ball over, I think if we can get to Dak Prescott, and I think, honestly, if we can run the ball and run the clock out the way we usually do, there's nothing to be afraid of. But I see what you're saying. I just disagree with saying that this game is the say-all, end-all. That's just me, though. And what do I know? I don't know shit, but I did know the fucking stats that you didn't know, and he's got a computer phone.
The Eagles are a 3-point favorite over the Dallas Cowboys this week. So, look, they're very evenly matched football teams.
100%.
I know that maybe like the stats per se might not add up. Look, the Eagles are the 3rd overall offense. The Cowboys are the 15 overall offense in the NFL. But look, they have a lot of playmakers. I'll say Dak, love him or hate him, for what all he's been able to overcome, he's still one of the more productive quarterbacks in the NFL, and one of the quarterbacks that has always had the Eagles number.
Yeah.
And look, we kept on giving Dak Prescott all the criticism and that and ridiculing him for his comment that he won't have less than 10 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
Look, Jalen Hurts he's been reckless, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles game plan again. Are they going to be too conservative? Are they going to let Jalen Hurts air it out? Because I don't know if the Philadelphia Eagles can overcome what they've been able to overcome against a team like the Dallas Cowboys. The way if they continue to have the mistakes they've been having, not settling for field goals in the red zone, turning the ball over deep in your own territory, penalties, whatever it may be.
Right.
If they have those type of mistakes, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to overcome that. The Dallas Cowboys will definitely make the Eagles make them pay for their mistakes.
No, I 100% agree.
And then look, this is the best defense they probably have played all season long. With the game changer and the playmaker like Micah Parsons.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad you brought the Micah Parsons thing up. Micah, I think the way you game plan for Micah Parsons is you just run the ball at him. And mind you, if you drop back, he's gonna do what he does. Did you just fart?
No.
Oh, was that your foot?
It's my foot against the
thing. Okay, well, it sounded like a fart, yo. He did it again.
My phone.
Okay, all right. My bad. It just sounded like a fart. It was like live show.
Even if I did, no one else can hear that shit.
Well, I mean, I can smell it. Anyways,
that's you.
If we run at him,
I
think we we can eliminate him. But this defense quite possibly will be the toughest defense we go against. But I have faith in not the play calling, but the playmakers. I think honestly, like if we can not give the ball away, I think we have a real chance of like doing what we do and basically just wipe the clock away. The clock doesn't exist to the Cowboys anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's easier said than done.
The
Eagles haven't been that type of team, especially with Nick Sirianni, that they're just gonna go out there and be conservative and try to run the clock out. This ain't me. This ain't.
You don't have to be conservative.
This ain't me and you versus Tommy and Madden, where we're just literally milking the play clock as quickly as possible to prevent him from having any type of chance of going up against us offensively.
But it works. Sometimes
it works sometimes.
Twice,
and look, the Eagles can establish drives, but it's not in Nick Sirianni's nature to milk the clock.
To play conservative.
To milk the clock as long as he can. He's the type of guy that believes in his offense. He believes in his quarterback to go out there and effectively move the offense and effectively execute the plays out there and go out there and score points. Nick Sirianni is the guy that he wants to go out there and put on a show. He wants to go out there and win football games and put no doubt in anyone's minds what type of organization, what type of team he's running at the helm as a head coach. And he believes in Jalen Hurts. And that's why I think Jalen Hurts has been a little bit more reckless this year is because I feel Sirianni sort of took the reins off of him.
Said, go ahead
and go out there, make plays, don't make bonehead decisions, and go out there and go win his football games.
And Hurts is like, I will, boss. Interception.
And again, despite a little bit of the recklessness and some of the miscues and the mistakes, they're still winning football teams because this Eagles team is probably the most complete football team in the National Football League. And it's not going to be easy on Sunday. Look, this secondary has been getting torched of late. Darius Slay isn't big play Slay. And Kevin Byard, whatever, he's still getting acclimated to the defense.
Right.
And
I thought you were gonna shit on him. I'm like, damn, bro. No.
So we haven't been able to see the impact that he can bring to the table.
Right.
But look, he still went out there and said, "Look, we're not playing perfect. We still won the game, but there's still a lot to do." And that's what you want from a leader out there and an all-pro safety that you brought in here to make an impact. Unfortunately, there was a lot of talk this week. The NFL trade deadline did pass. The Eagles did not make any move. But look,
what move were they going to make?
Well, there's talks that they might go out there and get another pass rusher.
Yeah.
Sorry, they did trade I forget his name away. They traded defensive end to the Falcons, and they upgraded one of their picks, a late round pick. So they did a little something, but they didn't bring in someone else that there was talking maybe like Derrick Henry or bring in their running back. Because look, for a team that runs the football as much as they do, it's been a little bit too inconsistent. I'll say the first 3-4 games of the year, this team was the best rushing offense in the National Football League.
Right.
Now, after the last couple of weeks, I think they're only averaging like 3 yards a carry, and I feel like they abandoned it way too quickly. And look, Kenny Gainwell, stop giving him the freaking football.
Yeah, Kenny G gotta get stopped. Well, hold on.
I'm
gonna counter that. The reason why teams are just focusing, all right, when you run the RPO, you have the quarterback and then you have the running back, right? So teams know that Hurts is banged up. They already know that. So in their minds, why even go after Hurts at this point? So look, it's more than just like, oh, they're not running the ball, blah blah blah. Look, they game plan for these players, and look, if Hurts is gonna beat him with his legs, then beat us with your legs. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
that didn't sound right. Yeah, what the fuck? You're the producer and you're fucking it up. No, I'm playing.
Adam chiming in. It's going to be a close game. Eagles will win. David Lopez, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, shout out David Lee. Happy birthday. He turns 20 today.
I'll say Matt Wyckoff saying Eagles have this. Adam chiming in again. Dak will find a way to throw a few picks. I hope he does. Look, he's just as reckless. A.J. Brown, David chiming in.
He's just.
we were talking about AJ, so he probably wanted to.
No, I got you.
Matt, the opponent's defense is definitely good, but the Eagles' offense is definitely better if they can establish the offense and execute the plays, which I agree.
Yeah.
Look, on paper, the Eagles are head to head. I feel the Eagles have the edge here. Like I've been saying all the season long, though, the Eagles' biggest biggest enemy to them are themselves and making their own mistakes.
Yeah, 100%.
And the Eagles so far this season have found the ways to overcome those mistakes by still winning football games.
Right.
All I'm saying is if they have those same mistakes and give the Cowboys the opportunity, the Cowboys are more, in my opinion, are better off and a better team. They're going to find ways to show the Eagles that those mistakes were costly. And they're gonna overcome. They're gonna capitalize on those mistakes. That's
so the Dallas Cowboys are great at taking the ball away. So recently we've been giving the ball away. If we give the ball away, they're going to take the ball away.
We need to attack Parsons, run right at him.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Exactly. See, I know stuff.
Dave will get in our score predictions just momentarily. We need more across the middle passes with Smith and A.J. Brown.
Agreed.
I agree. Look, these guys have a lot of speed.
Utilize
it. Get them in open space. Attack that zone coverage. Do what teams are doing to us.
Yeah.
Teams are finding ways. Look, the quick 3-step drop.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel I agree. We're not utilizing that. We're a little bit too much out of shotgun. We're doing a lot more of the RPO. We're not seeing a lot of the big screen games. We're not seeing the short slants. We're not seeing us chipping away and finding ways to move the chains.
Right.
I feel we're trying to get that. We're trying to do the big play way too much, which is faltering, and that's why I feel we're getting a little bit in not the rhythm that we're expecting to start the season.
We're too predictable.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing. And I think that when we're down, it turns out Hurts becomes the superhero that becomes unpredictable, and he takes those shots and he takes those chances.
Adam, Penny's just as garbage as Gainwell.
I don't know.
There's a reason Penny's not getting on the field.
No, I don't know. Penny must have said something like Sirianni's wife or something. Because I think to not even give him a chance or give him some time, even if it's garbage time, to me is bullshit. Like, you need to get him on the field, at least see what we got.
It's a numbers game, and the problem with Penny...
Yeah, he got Sirianni's wife's number. That's the problem.
He hasn't been as productive by given the opportunity, and also he doesn't play special teams. When it comes to the NFL, if you're not a starter, if you're a backup, the only way you're going to be getting on that game day roster, if you're late on the depth chart, is by playing special teams, which Penny does not do. Mike chiming again. Our D can't play like we did last week. Pressure all the way. I don't know where our front went last week.
Yeah.
Like we brought up earlier, look.
They got rid of the ball so damn quick.
Washington.
There was no chance.
The quick play, 3-step drop, and open, doing the slant patterns and getting the wide receivers open in the middle of the field was exposing us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say our coverage was lacking, and look, we can't do that this week. CeeDee Lamb. He's a monster. He's
a problem.
He's going to be a problem. And look, the Eagles have done well. I shouldn't say well, but they've done enough they were able to contain Tyreek Hill for the most part.
Let me tell you why. Because when Tua didn't do 3-step drop. Tua did 1, 2, 3, and it takes time for receivers to get open down the field.
When the fuck did my name become Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy? It takes shout out David. So Tua would drop back. It takes time for receivers with speed to get open, and that's the one thing that we didn't give Tua. So that's why we look so good defensively. But if you drop back, 3-step drop, get rid of the ball, even if it takes the time to get down the field, you're going to eat us up. So we have to game plan for that. Teams are going to do this. The NFL is a game of parity. So once someone does something that works, other teams are going to do the same thing. So if you expect Dak to come back here and throw bombs to CeeDee Lamb, you're mistaken. They're going to run the ball. They're going to dink, whatever, and then they'll take their shots every once in a while. So what we have to do is game plan for that short yardage game. And then I'm hoping that it gets to a point where we force the offense to be one-dimensional. And that's the thing that Washington did. Now, mind you, Washington didn't win, but that was because we had the playmakers that made those plays in pivotal points. Hassan Reddick, Big Play Slay. There's moments that make that happen. But look, man, the NFL ain't stupid. They know that our pass rush is dominant. They're going to try to do something to counter that attack. It's chess, not checkers. Well, and hopefully...
And it's not just getting after the quarterback. Our run defense has to play a lot better. Last week, the Washington Commanders, 16 carries for 84 yards for 5.3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Look,
so
luckily the Eagles were able to get ahead a little bit and sort of force the Washington Commanders to become one-dimensional in the later half of the game.
Right.
But if Washington continue that rushing attack, who knows what we'll be talking about?
True. I agree.
So Peenut, real quick before we get out of here, what's your game Sunday's game predictions? Everyone wants to know. Score, difference maker, X factor, thoughts, whatever you have for Sunday's prediction.
I think the first half is going to be, if not close, it's going to be in Dallas's favor, but I have confidence in the second half.
Oh, Jen, I put it at around 6 o'clock, so you probably should get out the food out momentarily or check it.
Yeah, cook that shit. I think it's going to be a close game in the first half, but I feel like we'll pull away.
Name's Jeff, David, not Justin. Damn it. I'm going to ban you from our show in a minute.
No, you're not. There's only 4 people watching right now. He's one of them.
3, because you're watching on your phone. No, we're at 6, so 5.
Okay. So I think it's going to be close in the first half, close. I think we pull away, and I think it's going to be 24-17. I think the Eagles at home win this game. It's not going to be one of those pretty games. I think it's going to be a grudge match. But I think honestly, I think Hurts is going to pull away 24-17, Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, here we go. What are you going to say?
Look, the Cowboys are coming in this game hot. They had a dominating win against the Rams. The Eagles
ain't the Rams.
The Eagles are grinding it out and still finding ways to win football games. But look, that crowd on Sunday, it's going to be raucous.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I would say he's not going to be able to even think straight from that crowd. It's going to be the home field advantage is going to play a huge factor. And like I said, this game is at 7-1. I hate to say it, is a must-win football game on how this not for the Eagles to make the playoffs, but how the rest of the season and the rest of where they're going to end up, how it's going to shape up. Because like I said, this is the toughest stretch of the season for not just the Eagles, but for anyone in the NFL.
Yeah.
And to get the victory over your division rival, to stay undefeated in the division, another win in the conference, you own the head-to-head tiebreaker at this point against the Dallas Cowboys, going to the second game. The worst that comes to worst can split, and it comes down to other head-to-head tiebreakers. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, they have been the best tandem connection in the National Football League over the first half of the season. And I feel the amount of playmakers we have at our disposal and the way Nick Sirianni, for the most part, when he has time to game plan and going into big pivotal games like this, I feel he always has his best coaching games, of course, except in the Super Bowl.
Well,
but he still did. In my opinion, he still overall did well. Look, in a big game for Sunday, between your NFC East rival, I feel the Eagles have the edge here, and I have the Eagles winning this one. I'll say 27-17. Eagles win by double digits, cover the spread.
Okay.
And I feel it's going to be a big game. I feel it's going to be close. I think, again, it's going to be close early on.
Right.
But one big mistake, and that's going to be the costly mistake. And that's the key.
It all comes down to turnovers.
That's the key for this game. It's a tale of two teams here between the Eagles and Cowboys. The Cowboys, I think, are top 5 in the NFL in turnover differential with like a +6. Eagles are the bottom half with a -3. So the Eagles can take care of the football, cause Dak to force a couple mistakes, a couple turnovers at home in a big game at 4:25 in front of the national crowd.
Right.
It's all here. Eagles victory Sunday. And we'll be
shit.
partying it up here in Philly.
You heard it here from Justin.
Yeah. Justin, Jimmy, every other J name besides what my name actually is.
Giovanni.
Out of 31-20 Eagles. Mike, Dallas can score points, no doubt, but we need to slow them down. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's the
only way you slow Dallas down is by hitting Dak. Hit him.
Hitting Dak.
Hit him. Even if it's not a sack, just hit him. Push him. Take the penalty. Like, just make him, rattle him a little bit. And Dak does. Dak is basically the Donovan McNabb of the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you got to do is, like, get in his face and confuse him on the defense. So, but if you give him too much time, he'll bite you. So, shout out to my Cowboys fans out there. I got a couple family members, a couple friends that are Dallas Cowboy fans. I don't know why, but they are. Shout out to you guys. It's going to be a good game. Win or lose, whatever. Just don't call me afterwards, please, if you guys win. I won't call you.
Yeah, because the tool bag's not watching the game again.
Nah, I'm watching. All right, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I'm going to a gender reveal, and I put YouTube TV on my phone. And YouTube TV, you need to pay me for this one because that was a freebie. I mean, that wasn't a freebie.
They're not giving you shit.
Nah, they're gonna be like, fuck you, dude.
But again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Hopefully, Eagles victory Sunday. We'll be talking about another Eagles win next week, going into a very pivotal bye week. About halfway through the season, Eagles can hopefully get healthy. Hopefully, there's no injuries this week. Knock on wood.
Knock on it.
But again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Go Eagles, of course.
Go Birds.
And thank you for everyone for tuning in. Michael, Matt, Adam, Jenna, David, Laura, whoever else fucking chimed in that maybe didn't comment. And make sure you're following, liking, subscribing. Check out all of our shows here on the AT Sports Network platform. A lot of great content, a lot of great views, and a lot of shitting around, messing around, whatever.
Yeah.
But again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully be back next week. If not, we'll be back whenever.
Hopefully we'll be back next week.
Hopefully
we're alive next week, y'all.
Yeah, whatever. But again, as we end every single show, and Birds, Beers, and BS.
Drink them if you got them, motherfuckers.
I don't